So Skylar Bogard winning that first section. Second section, Caitlin Tui setting that collegiate record this season. We will see her at the NCAAs in a couple weeks in Albuquerque, as we focus now on Hilda Olamoy, Alabama, the sophomore. She figured prominently in the 5,000 meters yesterday.
Olamoy holds that second fastest time in the NCAA that you mentioned. You mentioned Caitlin Tui with the collegiate leading mark. Olamoy has run 8:45.50 at Boston earlier this month. She also anchored the distance medley relay, the winning DMR of Alabama, on day one of competition, running a 4:40 mile split. A little bit more difficult, a little faster, a little more work than she would have ideally liked to do up front, but a good tune-up for her as she is eyeing, of course, the NCAAs that you mentioned in 2 weeks. But up first, this section of the 3,000.
And Arkansas with even more scoring opportunities with 4 athletes, 25% of this field of 16.
And look who's back. Lauren Gregory of Arkansas. Was there ever a doubt that if there was a race on this track that she was entered in, that she was going to line up there and give you her very best effort to potentially win another individual event SEC title en route to a team championship coming for the Arkansas Razorbacks? She has that mile title already. This is her 4th race in about 26 hours when you think of the mile prelim, running the mile leg on the distance medley relay that finished 3rd, then running the mile final, and then getting in there for this 3,000 meters. Another athlete worth noting to watch, Salan Ayildiz of South Carolina, who was runner-up to Gregory in that mile just a few hours ago.
It's certainly not like Arkansas needs the points. It's just that she is an incredible competitor. And as you mentioned, if there's a race, it's here, it's at home, it's the conference meet. She's already got 1 title. Why not go for another one?
Well, I talked with her earlier today, and one of the things that she told me is, you have so few true racing opportunities during the indoor season because so much of your focus during indoors is on chasing those qualifying marks. So when you have an opportunity to shake things up and really go out and just race and compete, that's where you thrive and you figure out how tough you are and what you're really made of. That's the challenge that Lauren Gregory and so many of her Arkansas teammates thrive upon.
All right, with Lauren Gregory in the lead and Hilda Olamoy in second, let's step aside for a second and get you caught up on some field event action from earlier in the day. The women's triple jump, they might as well just rename it the Jasmine Moore triple jump because she has owned this event with the long jump the last 2 seasons. And here in her second trip down the runway, she pops out to 46.2 3/4. She jumped 22.8 yesterday, the second furthest in indoor history. Transfer from Georgia just a couple of years ago. She won it all last year, including being a part of the U.S. World Championship team in Eugene. She wins this one by 10 inches over Charisma Taylor, who was competing and finished 3rd place in the 60-meter hurdles at the exact same time. As we come back to the 3,000 meters with 11 laps remaining and Lauren Gregory still in the lead. And she's got some company up front from her teammate, Sydney Thorvaldsen, who was also finished well in the 5,000 and certainly was featured in that race.
Thorvaldsen was also SEC Indoor Freshman of the Year last year when she placed in both the 5K and the 3K. So what the Arkansas teammates are able to do is make things a little bit more difficult on Hilda Olamoy of Alabama, as she's a little bit trapped on that inside rail right now. As I talked to Dan Waters, the head coach of that Alabama program, he said both with Hilda Olamoy and Mercy Chelangat trying to not overrun ahead of the NCAA championships. That's why you're not seeing Mercy Chelangat double back in the 3,000 after winning and defending her 5,000 meter title on Friday night. So Lauren Gregory is challenging that pace.
That is Tori Herman, who you see in the all blue of Kentucky, in 4th position. Now moving up to 3rd. With 9 laps remaining, Lauren Gregory still continuing to control pace from the front.
Tori Herman, part of the Wildcats All-American Distance Medley Relay in 2022. Lauren Gregory did not have cross-country eligibility remaining this fall, so she turned her attention on
Meet Litter Robot, the revolutionary self-cleaning litter box that eliminates the chore of scooping.
vertical mountain running and qualified for the USATF championships, the youngest champion of an off-road USATF championship. That's a 6.1 mile course, dirt roads, trails, steep grassy slopes, a 3,000-foot vertical gain. Went on to a world championship as well to compete this fall. She said that the burn is a little bit less once you're used to, running at altitude, running uphill. Looked like she was also giving a little gesture, maybe signaling to Sydney Thorvaldsen, if you caught that, to get up there with her and maybe share a little bit of the workload up front. Looked like she was pointing just to the right of her. There you see now Hilda Omomoy as well. Maybe Tori Herman creeping up on the heels, starting to clip a bit the stride of Hilda Omomoy.
And I noticed Lauren Gregory, the only one out there rocking the old style baggy short, as if she's not already easy to see out in the crowd anyway, as she's often up front. Omomoy now in a position to challenge. Maybe she just wants to get away from Tori Herman clipping her heels. But Omomoy taking over the lead duties as they come up with 6 laps remaining.
They have broken away and assembled that lead pack of 5 right now. Salon Ayildiz is the 5th, bringing that up right now behind Hilda Omomoy, Lauren Gregory, Tori Herman, and Sydney Thorvaldsen.
A little gap developing there between Omomoy and Gregory.
The message from Dan Waters to all of his distance runners today was cover and kick. Whenever anyone else makes a move, cover it and be prepared to kick when someone tries to break a race open. And you are seeing Hilda Omomoy try to break this race open. Again, both of these athletes, Gregory and Omomoy, were head-to-head on those anchor legs yesterday of the distance medley relay, but Arkansas had gotten caught in that traffic early, dropped the baton. Lauren Gregory anchored them, put them back into 3rd position. They were 2nd to last when at one point earlier on in that race. Such a gutsy run, a 4:32 closing anchor leg. Hilda Omomoy clocked a 4:40 anchor leg on that distance medley relay. And check out Tori Herman really shaking things up in that top 3.
Less than 4 laps remaining now, and that gap has decreased. Lauren Gregory has made it up, or Omomoy has given it back. I think it's a little bit of both. But Herman is the one that looks like she's still full of run there in 3rd, and in 4th, Ayildiz isn't out of it either.
Gregory, the reigning SEC Indoor 3,000 meter champion, certainly going to give it everything she has to defend that title on her home track nonetheless.
This is her last indoor race in the conference, and it's at home. Only thing she has left is the NCAA meet in Albuquerque in a couple of weeks.
And she said that's one thing that they're all thinking about going into the final day, is doing that little bit extra, that little bit that you might need to lead, you might need to have, digging a little bit deeper in order to help the team to another title, to help celebrate Coach Harder in his final SEC Indoor Championship meet.
2 laps remaining. It's Omomoy, Gregory, and Herman of Kentucky. They've now dropped Thorvaldsen and Ayildiz. And Omomoy has led for about the last 6 laps or so she's been doing that work up front.
And Lauren Gregory has a kick. She has 4:30 neighborhood mile speed. A little trouble right there.
At the bell lap, Gregory makes the move. About to lap runners. And Lauren Gregory gapping Omomoy. Omomoy doesn't seem to have a response, and neither does Herman. Lauren Gregory in her last collegiate indoor race in front of the home crowd. She's won the mile earlier, now comes back and defends her 3,000 meter title. Helen Omomoy finishing second, Tori Herman third, 9:09.90 for the Arkansas senior, and a nice smile on Coach Harder's face, just the way they planned it.
Lauren Gregory said that when Coach Harder addressed the team ahead of the meet, she started tearing up because she didn't want this to be over yet. She said, but there's no time to get nostalgic. We got to control the emotions and fuel this for us moving into this meet. Certainly she has meant so much to this program, and what a way for her to cap off this championship. I guess I shouldn't say that. She could come back and run the 4x4 with it being Lauren Gregory, but look at this just masterful race execution over that final lap. Just incredible running mechanics, and she is able to channel all that energy so well to find every bit she needed for that closing kick. Mile champion, 3,000 meter champion, Lauren Gregory will do and can do it all.
Well, by herself, she scored 22 points, 1/4 of the total for the, or 21.5 points, I should say. As we look at the final results, Gregory over Omomoy and Tori Herman. And once again, downstairs with the champion, it is John Anderson.
No, that's so I can hear you on this side. That's why we have to switch. Either side's a good side for you.
I don't know about that.
First off, I want to talk about your team and the hugs there. You said in the last interview in the mile you're old, but you're very mother henish with these guys.
Oh, no, they're more mature than I am. They mother me. I'm like, wait, what time are we warming up? But, no, they're great. I love them to death. Like, the best teammates always I could have.